Chris Lane.
You ever think about being a Savannah banana?
Honestly, I probably could.
Yeah.
I'd do all right at it.
We're on.
No way.
Yeah, we're on.
Let's go.
See, this thing about Chris. Chris and I were just talking. He didn't know we're on the air. Yeah.
Oh, we're on.
I think. I think.
I thought you said we're on the team. I'm like, let's go.
Oh no. Yeah, we do. We just got the call up. Bring
That's
us
how
in.
Chris finds out.
Like you don't need to do that because your career's doing great. But I'm saying like that is built for you because you can sing, you can play ball. You play ball in college. Like you're athletically still there. Man, you'd be like the A+ Savannah banana.
The only thing I couldn't do is dance.
Yeah, but some of those guys can't dance that well, and they get in and do the very You could sing, and you ever see the guy do backflips and
that's great.
in left field?
How to do a freaking backflip?
He catches the ball and does a backflip in the air.
What?
It's wild. What position did you play in college?
I played center field.
Oh yeah.
I could definitely catch the ball behind my back.
Did you do that kind of stuff?
But I couldn't flip.
Maybe you could just twirl.
You'd be a great Savannah banana.
Yeah. I would have so much fun with that. That would be awesome.
You ever been to a game?
I've never been to a game.
I haven't either.
I just played in Savannah with Rascal Flatts not long ago, and I think some of their team kind of came out and hung out at the show.
That's cool.
But yeah, I would love to freaking participate in that.
How, with Rascal Flatts, this is their tour where they got back together? Because, they hated each other for a while and they got back together. How was that? Like, people came. They sold out shows like crazy, right?
Oh, yeah. They sold out fast. It was so much fun. Because I toured with those guys back in 17 or 18, one of the two, and I had so much fun with them then. And then I was supposed to be out with them during 2020. COVID hit, canceled that tour. So when I started hearing rumblings that they were going to go back out in 24, right? Or is it 25?
Dude, I don't know what year
know what year
is.
it is.
Yeah.
I was hollering at them saying, gosh, you got to take me back with you.
You
bro.
owe me.
Yeah.
Yeah. So with those guys, because you'll do your own shows and you're headlining and people are there to see you. But whenever you are playing as a main support act, that's different mentally, right? Because those people didn't really come to see you.
Yeah, for sure. It's a much shorter set. And on this one, I think I played for 40, 45 minutes, something like that. So it's like you blink and it's over with. And so all the songs that I've had success with, I had to fit a few new ones in as well. So what I was doing was verse, chorus in that song, verse, chorus in that song. So most of my so-called hits I'd cut in half just so I could.
Why do you say so-called hits? A hit's a hit, bro.
Yeah, no.
He's finger quoting his hits. He goes, I got so-called hits. No, I think you got a list there of songs.
I don't know about you. I definitely played all the way through. That's like the hit.
Do you have to not be as offended when not everybody cares when you're the main support act for a artist like Rascal Flatts?
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, my job is to get out there, hype the crowd up, get them ready for Rascal Flatts, and honestly hope that I just make some new fans sell merch, and that if there is anybody there that was specifically there to see me, that they hear the songs that they wanted to hear.
Yeah, it feels like it's a whole different mindset because you can easily go do your own shows and people are there for you. But Rascal Flatts, they're massive.
Oh yeah, I had a lot of fun on stage performing for the crowd, but to stand over there every single night on the side of the stage and watch them just play hit after hit after hit, and I would just sing to the top of my lungs. I was basically performing two shows, one for me and one for them.
Did you guys come out and do a song with them at the end?
Yeah. Oh my gosh, Life is a Highway.
Oh, that's a good one.
Which the first night of tour, they told Lauren, Elena, and myself that they were like, "Just you're going to sing the second verse. Just figure it out." And that right before they were about to walk on stage.
Oh, they told you that not 2 weeks prior, like
no,
right before they went on.
Yes, right before they went on, and I was scrambling because then I started looking at the lyrics, and I'm like, I know the song, but I don't know if I know the verse word for word.
Especially the second verse.
Yeah, there's a lot of freaking words in that. And on top of that, Gary can sing really high. Like, I don't. So I'm like, Lauren, I'm begging you to please sing the second verse. She was like, no, I don't know the second half of the verse. Like, you got to take the second half of the verse.
It's always easier to sing in the car with songs, but then when 100%. It's on the spot and it's like, okay, go, you're like, I don't know if I actually know that song.
Yeah.
Because I think, like you, I know all the words of Life is a Highway. And it's like, here's a microphone and no words. I'm like, uh-oh. I think I might be in trouble. Yeah. Are you done with that tour?
Yeah, that tour ended in April. They got to pick it back up, though.
No, they hate each other again. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Yeah, I'm hoping they'll pick it back up. I mean, we played maybe 20 to 25 shows. They all sold out. They were all incredible. The energy was unbelievable. So I'd be very surprised if they didn't add more dates to it eventually.
So you're having another kid. What's happening here?
Yep. We learned the hard way.
What does that mean?
I think the hard way would be it just shows up.
Yeah,
like
that happens too.
Yeah, it's
sometimes.
like, oh my God, there's a head. I think that's the hard. What's your hard way?
Tell us more.
Because Amy's friend had a baby once and didn't know she was pregnant.
Wait,
Okay.
what?
That's the hard way.
How is that even possible?
Exactly.
Well, she went to the bathroom and the baby came out. It was right after college. Well, we heard about it. She was one of my sorority sisters, and suddenly she had a baby. And we were like, what?
Wait.
How did this happen?
Suddenly.
So none of y'all
Suddenly
looked at
she
her and were like,
no,
yo,
because
you look
we had
pregnant.
graduated, so we hadn't really seen her. It was
Oh.
just, and there was no social media back then. It was just like suddenly she had a baby.
And she was a virgin.
And she explained it that like.
The baby's name was?
No, she wasn't a virgin, but that she was suddenly had these pains and she went to the bathroom and delivered the baby herself in the bathroom at her parents' house.
What?
And
So
I
my
don't
working
know.
theory has been she knew she was pregnant, didn't want to tell anybody, and all of a sudden
I
the
mean-
baby came a
Well,
little
there can
early.
be psychological things that happen with that. Like,
Oh, you say 100% too?
well, yes, like extreme denial. But they said that her uterus was set really far back.
Mine is too. God forbid.
And so, like, it didn't, she just thought maybe she was gaining a little weight. And then,
That's the hard way, by the way.
and then the ambulance came and they went to the hospital and mom and baby were doing okay.
Wow, that is nuts.
Yeah. I should try to track her down for an update.
Yeah.
What is your hard way, by the way? Well, you said the hard way.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, like, we weren't trying for a third. Like, I think ultimately Lauren, she didn't, like, feel incomplete with two, but, you know, she really wanted a girl eventually. But we weren't guaranteed that. I feel like all boys run in our family, and I kept saying, if we have a third, I know it's going to be a boy. That's just how it goes, without truly knowing. So needless to say, we were trying to be careful. Like, girls contract their cycles, all that kind of stuff, right?
Keep
girls.
going. Keep going.
Yes, that's
Yeah.
ovulation.
Oh, they can
Yeah.
track. I thought I said girls can track, like you can track something. I was like, I thought I was learning something like you can contract a cycle.
No, not contract,
That
but
explains how I got mine this month.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
And so Lauren was doing that, and it's worked for a really long time. But yeah, apparently it's not bulletproof. And
No. Sure
That's
is
like
it.
what the Duggars say every 10 months. Oh, they got us again.
wait, so what is going to
man.
be the age difference between your middle and your
so
latest?
Dutton and Baker are 16 months apart or 15 months apart. This time around, hopefully it'll be a little bit easier because Baker turns 3 in October, and then new baby comes in middle of November.
And by the way, congratulations.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Congratulations. Yes. I saw a woman, her babies were 4 months apart.
Wow.
How is that
Wait,
possible?
what?
Exactly. Figure it out. And it's not
Is this
adoption.
a riddle?
No,
Yeah.
no, it's not a
is
riddle.
this?
It's not a riddle. It's not adoption.
She had two uteri.
Incorrect. How else would she have 2 siblings 4 months apart? Chris Lane, new album out today. You're up.
Should have a Siamese twin sister.
Well, one would have to stay in there for 4 months. You got one hanging out, and the other one's still in there.
Mm-hmm.
That's not going to work.
Is it a
either.
surrogate?
Yeah.
That's it. She got a surrogate
Oh.
because she didn't think she could get pregnant. Surrogate has the baby. Next thing you know, you're 4 or 5 months pregnant.
Oh my gosh.
I know. Now she got 2
I got
kids.
2.
Yeah, you basically have twins.
That's the hard way.
It's the hard way.
That would be insane.
Yeah.
Wow.
Your way sounds pretty easy compared to these stories. Yeah,
Yeah, no,
congratulations. though.
honestly, thank you very much. Yeah, I think it'll be a little bit easier this time around since they'll be so far apart. You know, Dutton and Baker was so close. It's been a tough 4 years, 3 years, whatever it's been.
And you're not gonna
Tough and awesome.
Yeah, tough and awesome for sure.
Well,
it's
nothing's awesome that
WWE
isn't
at our
tough.
house every day. All
Yeah.
day.
You're not going to say, you don't know what the sex is. You're not revealing the sex. Which one?
Yes, we just found out,
You
but we
know.
haven't said it yet.
Got
Lauren
it.
and I both know.
Got it. Okay. Would you ever do the thing where you don't know?
She wanted to do that.
Yeah.
I can't mentally do that. So I begged and begged and begged. I'm like, we got to open up this freaking envelope.
Would she ever let you see?
I said that. I suggested that. I'm like, you're more than welcome to not know, but I personally need to know. And she was like, oh, no, that's not fair that you get to know. And I'm like, okay, well, then let's just know.
Yeah. Well, congratulations, buddy.
Thank you.
Let's talk about this new record. What's the deal? Tell me something.
Yeah, so...
Because we've done this a couple times, and each
Yeah.
record's been different. Like, what's the deal this time?
Yeah, I think this is my third record. I haven't had a record since 2018. I put out a lot of songs in between that time frame, but yeah, this will be the first full record in ever how many years it is? 7 years, 6 years, whatever.
Yeah,
it's been.
COVID doesn't count. It's like 3.
Yeah,
Yeah. So, Shade Tree?
Yeah, Shade Tree. It was one of my favorite songs that I almost didn't record. Like, it was one of those songs that I'd written, and it kind of got lost in a folder, and my wife found it and was like, what is this? I've never heard this song before. And, yeah, needless to say, I ended up recording it, and it kind of felt like the name of the record. At the end of the day, it's a song about where I grew up at there in Kernersville, North Carolina. And I felt like it encompassed every single song, whether it was a love song, whether it was a heartbreak song, lifestyle song. Just because that small town, made me the man I am today, the dad I am, father I am, husband I am, kind of thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm excited for it. 12 songs. I wrote most of them, which is a little bit different than my first 2 records. I was always out on tour with, back then it was Florida Georgia Line, then it was Brad Paisley, Rascal Flatts. So I didn't spend a ton of time writing. So I have to say I'm probably most proud of this record just from that simple fact.
So, it says here, because I rarely look at the notes if I know the person, but then when I know the person, sometimes I'm like, let me see what I don't know about them. And it says you're an adrenaline junkie. What do you do that's adrenaline junkie?
An adrenaline junkie?
Yeah.
Like, do you
Are you?
chase?
That's what I said. No, that's what I said when I saw it. It says Chris is an adrenaline junkie. And I was like,
Got
that's
to be a daggone typo right there, because I'm the least adrenaline junkie in
That's
the
what
entire
I
world.
thought. Well, I didn't know I didn't say least, but it says he's an adrenaline junkie. And I thought, I don't know that version of Chris. So
Maybe a sports junkie, but definitely not an adrenaline.
Like, what's another word close to adrenaline? Did they mean?
Oh, just a junkie?
Yeah,
Just straight junkie.
exactly.
Let's see.
Yeah, that's what my song Fix is about. Yeah.
do you get people that are making you offers to come and do weddings ever?
Yeah, I definitely see messages from time to time, especially 3 or 4 years ago when Big Plans was like really popular and kind of popping off. Everybody's like, "Will you please come sing? I got engaged to this song. Will you come sing at our wedding?" But I've never. I may have done that like one time where I showed up.
Oh, just like as a surprise?
Yeah, as a surprise. I think I was playing in a city that they just so happened to be getting married in that day. So at like 5 or 6 o'clock, swing by,
How'd
do a
that
little
work?
something. I think I had my tour manager reach out and just say, Chris is willing to come do this, but show starts at this time, so we got to be able to do it before then. And they just kind of work it out that
And
way.
so, but they were like, oh, this is great.
Yeah.
It's the whole cool thing?
Heck yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
It's fun.
Because I'd imagine I got there and I'd been like, who?
Yeah. Yep.
That would have been the fear. And I'm so generic looking. I think they would have just thought that's just a normal dude. Like I'm like, guys, I'm here, and they're like, okay, cool, cake's over there. How much are you writing? Like now, you writing much?
I've taken a couple months off just because I wrote so much in the early part of the year, but I'll start getting after it now that I've got all these songs recorded. I spent a ton of time in the studio. I'll start getting back after it now.
What's your favorite song of all time?
That I've written, or
No, just in general.
Oh my gosh.
I know it's a really difficult question.
Yeah, because I would have so many, but I mean, the first one that comes to mind, Kenny Chesney, I Go Back.
Why? Why did that come to mind first? You're
I
not
don't know. I
married.
think it's just I love nostalgic style songs, and that song in particular is very nostalgic for me. It kind of takes me back to high school. It makes me think of sports, like being on the baseball field and taking batting practice. That song's playing in the background. I don't know. I just feel like I've heard that song a million times, and it never gets old.
Who's your Mount Rushmore favorite artists of all time? 4 artists all time.
I mean, Kenny's definitely one of them. I would say Tim McGraw is definitely up there. I listen to a lot of Tim McGraw. Man, I think Toby Keith was pretty great. George Strait.
That's 4.
That's a good one.
Is that you capping out there?
Man, I
Now you
guarantee
got to
I'll
pull
walk
someone
away and
off.
say,
You got to pull someone off though. Now at this point,
I'm not going to pull anybody off, but definitely, I'm sure I'll
you
walk
can't
away.
mention another one, or you get shocked. We bring in a taser if you go 5. We bring in a taser and tase immediately.
All right,
Yes.
I'm going to leave it there.
So people have short attention spans, and so if they go today and they're like, "Hey, I heard Chris Lane on the Bobby Bones Show or the Bobby Bones podcast. I'm gonna go check out his album Shade Tree," and they're gonna listen to 2 songs and decide if they like the whole record. What 2 songs should they listen to?
That's a great freaking question. How about What Am I Supposed to Tell the Dog?
Okay.
By far my favorite song I've ever written.
What is that one about?
It's about a couple who gets a dog together, they break up, and then I tried to write a little bit of it from the dog's perspective as well. And I had gotten that idea from my wife, who was mad at me one day, and she was like, "If anything ever happens to us, I'm taking Cooper." And I started laughing. I'm like, "Yeah, right, that's my dog." Needless to say, I got on the mower and I was mowing the yard that day. And I really got to thinking about that. I'm like, that's a freaking song. It's country music. How have I never heard that before? And so I just wrote down on my phone. I didn't know it was going to be the name of the song. I just wrote down, what am I supposed to tell the dog? Like, the dog's like, where did this other person go that I loved so much? Like, I'm with somebody that I do love, but where's the other person that I love so much? So I brought that idea in. I wrote 2 album songs this day with Jamison Rogers, Lydia Vaughn, and Seth Mosley. And I threw that idea out early in the write, and everybody was like, "Ooh, that is a really cool title. I don't know how we write that, though." So then I threw another song title out called Problematic. And Seth had this really high energy track with no words on it. And we were like, "Ooh, we should write to that." And then everybody in the room was like, "I love Problematic. Let's write that song." So we figured out, we wrote it. And then right as we were about to leave, Jamison Rogers said, "Chris, can we sit down for 5 minutes and just come up with a few words for what am I supposed to tell the dog? I have to be a writer on that song, and I don't want you to go write it with somebody else." I was like, "Sure." So we went into a separate room with just an acoustic guitar, and 45 minutes later we came out, and that song we were like, "Oh my gosh, this is the saddest song I've ever heard," but in like a tongue-in-cheek kind of way.
You're right. I've not heard a version of that song where the couple splits up. Do you remember Feed Jake from the 90s, though? Pirates of the Mississippi?
Oh,
it was
yeah,
like
yeah.
if somebody, if I die, feed Jake. That was and Chris Stapleton also had a really sad song on his last record, too.
Oh, wow, yeah.
So, but that's the first time I've ever heard, like, if we break up, dog song. Because I've heard if we die, dog song. Man,
Yeah.
feed Jake used to make me sad.
It's definitely, what I will say is it kind of reminds me, not the song, but the moment that it kind of has live. When I play the song live, it's reminiscent of I Don't Know About You, where when I originally started playing that song, people were screaming the words back to me, and I'm like, whoa, this is like a legit hit. Like I've never had from day one people singing the song. So I was playing this song. What made me end up recording it was I was playing it at shows, and people were going crazy over it. So then I thought, man, I got to record that song. And I have to say, it's probably, over the last 6 years, probably one of the most reactive songs I've ever had. And I'm only basing that off of live right now and seeing people sing it back. So I have high hopes for that song.
That's a good one. Maggie's song is Stapleton song that's sad, though. That one's really
yeah.
sad.
Run, Maggie, run.
Oh, my God. I don't even want to think about that. I'll start crying right now.
Yeah.
Give me the other song on your record.
Honestly, Shade Tree. I really freaking love that song and hope hope that it kind of gets its chance and moment. It's like my version of Rascal Flatts Mayberry in a way. Like when I was in the studio recording with Dan Huff, who had done all those Rascal Flatts songs, I had said that. I'm like, let's just try to make this a new school version of Mayberry. Like bring back a lot of those same sounds that you had for them. You know, the fiddle, banjo, mandolin, all that kind of stuff. I want to hear it.
Check out Chris' record. It is out today. It is called Shade Tree. The song is called Shade Tree. We're going to play your single, though, now, If I Die Before You.
Nice. Thank you.
Yeah, I don't know. Give us a little story about this. Just say something about it.
Yeah. If I Die Before You is the slowest song I've ever had in my entire career, but probably one of the most heartfelt songs I've had. A tough conversation between a husband and a wife, and one that you never like to have. But I think when you get married, you start thinking about stuff. When you have kids, you start thinking about stuff and passing away. So, yeah.
When you have as many as you.
That's true. Good Lord. This will be the last one, though. I'll make sure.
It's the hard way, everybody.
Yeah, you have to like,
Yes.
It is interesting. Like one of the first things you do when you're joining a life with somebody is a will.
Yeah. That wasn't
Feels
the first thing
weird.
we did.
Huh?
That wasn't the first thing we did.
Well, one
Yeah,
of.
that's right.
That wasn't top 10. First 10.
Oh,
Yeah.
but why? Wait, you have one, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I left everything to Eddie.
Bobby, I better be in it.
Thank goodness. It's you and me, Chris.
All right, there he is. You guys check it out. It's called Shade Tree. Follow him on Instagram. I am Chris Lane. Same thing at all of his tour dates. You can go to iamchrislane.com. Chris, good to see you, buddy. Congratulations on the record, and
Thank
we'll
you.
see you again soon. There he is. Chris
Good
Lane.
to see y'all.
everybody.
Thank you very much.
It's a Bobby Bones show.